This is a special edition. We're doing a special series of episodes here where I'm introducing you to some incredible people because they're all a part of a compilation book that my partner Jake Fowler and I put together called Hunger for the Hustle. And we are interviewing all of the authors. So you get a chance, a little bit of an insight into how brilliant and amazing these people are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special edition of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. We have another phenomenal author with us today in our special author interview editions of the show. She is an incredible individual and a phenomenal contributor to the Hunger for the Hustle compilation book that comes out on December the 3rd. She is an amazing speaker, you guys. She has her own radio show. She has an incredible story, an incredible journey. And I'm just so excited to have her speak with you guys today and introduce her. Imani Capri, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mike, thank you so much for the invitation to be here with you. I am so excited that we are getting ready to launch the book. This has been a project that's been some years in the making. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to promote this great work and all the people who are going to read this around the world and the charity that we're going to help.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been 2 years in the making. It was kind of last 2 years ago in December, January-ish, where we started to talk to people about putting it together. So 2 years in the making, and it's finally coming to fruition. So Imani, give my listeners here a little sneak peek, a little appetizer, a little teaser of what your chapter in this awesome book is all about.
So my chapter is about rebirth and, how no matter what it is that you may go through or experience in your life, that we always have the opportunity to birth a new self based on our choices. And so without giving away too much of my chapter, I go there about some of the things that I have had to rebirth myself from in my past, some traumas that I have had to transform, and some tools that I used in order to do that. But one of the greatest things that I have discovered is when you have the courage to look yourself and your life in the mirror with compassion, not blame, but with compassion, then that is the beginning to you being able to create the life that you want, regardless of the life that you might have got stuck with from your parents or you inherited from family circumstances or other things or stuff that you went through. We all get to be co-creators in our reality. So no matter what we've experienced or what has happened to us, but what's really important is us having the courage to reframe how we view some of the things that we've experienced. So, I'm super excited that people will be able to learn some of the tools that I used in reframing and rebirthing myself when they check out my chapter.
Absolutely. I adore how you put that, because at some point we all do have to look in the mirror, right? Like we've all got to look in the mirror and go, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I've come from. This is where I'd like to go, and this is where I'm at. But to do that with some personal empathy and some compassion for, okay, not like I got here, but I've got to give myself some grace to move to that next spot without shame or guilt or any of those things. And it's a powerful set of tools that you give people in your chapter.
I love the word that you just said, Mike, about grace. Grace is so important. I have done several rounds of therapy throughout my life, and that is a tool that I highly recommend to everyone. Is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give yourself, no matter what your background is, whether you have experienced trauma or not. Therapy is just a great personal gift, right? But one of the things I remember in one of the sessions that I had with a therapist in the past was that therapist encouraging me to treat myself like I would a best friend who came to me and was confiding, something or working through something. And oftentimes we will extend much more compassion to other people than we do to ourselves when it comes to evaluating kind of where we are against where we maybe want to be or whatever, our particular goals and dreams may be. So the word that you use, grace, I think is really, really important, to have grace for yourself, and as you are able to have grace for yourself, it becomes easier to extend to other people. But with us going into a new year, 2023, all the changes that are still happening in the world, it's important that we learn how to fill our own cups up first.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we
Yep.
have
Amen to
nothing to
that.
pour into
Yep.
anybody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If we're not energized and full of vibrancy and compassion for ourselves first, it's really hard to give that to other people, right? That's
Mhm,
why it's
mhm.
funny. I have this thing that I share with people that I know privately, and now it's going to be public. But I always, if someone's really accusatory or really judgmental or anything like that, I'm always saying to myself, you're doing this because you do it to you.
Yeah.
You're judging this person or you're being really harsh because technically speaking, you do it to you first. Like you're treating yourself that way initially. And therefore you have nothing else to give because you're already berating yourself. You're already coming at yourself. You're already doing those things internally. And so you have no other option. You got to give yourself grace. You've got to flip the script there for sure. So
Yeah, and when you start, I just want to add this one little thing,
yeah,
if
yeah,
that's okay. When you start to get into a new relationship of self-love, you also don't let other people put their BS on you.
yeah.
So you start getting real creative and graceful about how you check people projecting their toxicity on you, right? So yeah, I just wanted to add that little piece that,
Yeah.
everybody talks about heal the world, heal the world. Well, how are we going to do that? How is world peace going to happen? By creating peace with yourself first.
It's got to start there. Yeah. It's got to
Absolutely.
start there. Okay, so now you've had quite the journey here, Imani. You've done some incredible things, and your story is an amazing one. And you shared just a little bit of it, but tell the audience where you are now. What are you at? What are you doing with yourself these days?
So, I'm kind of going through rebranding a little bit. I
Okay,
have, since the pandemic and since we started, I think on the chapter, I have become certified as a Reiki practitioner in
nice.
several forms of Reiki. I started studying with a shaman this last year and getting much more deeply into meditation. I did run for a political office last year, but did not win. However, this year, and it's very interesting because this happened on September 20th, which September 20th, 2020 was our Power Voice Summit, right?
Right. Yeah. Of
With
course.
Les
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
So on September 20th of this year, exactly 2 years later, I was appointed to a public office with the Democratic Party. So I now am
Nice.
technically a public official with the Democratic Party in the area
Very
where I
cool.
live. So
Good for you, Imani.
and
That's
thank
amazing.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you. And
that's amazing.
continue with my radio show and looking to get on some more stages as a speaker this
Okay.
upcoming year. So
Perfect. Well, this book is going to help you get there. This book's going to help you get there. So, Imani, it's been an amazing journey for you. Your chapter is just incredible, and for people, you need to read it. Like to understand what Imani's gone through to get to where she is today. It's this epic journey, and you've got to pick up this book to find it. So, if you'd love to get your copy on this book and discover what it is Imani is sharing and the tools that she uses, she mentions them a few times here. The tools that she uses to currently and back then get herself out of a tough space and move into a brand new rebirth of life like she talked about, you got to grab the book. So to do that, join us on December the 3rd for our digital book launch
yes.
event. We're having a virtual launch party. It's going to be amazing. You can find out all the details in the Facebook group, which you'll see in the link in the descriptions below here. So join us. Go down to the descriptions below. Go and click on the button. Join the Facebook group for a very brief period of time. You can get in at no cost. It's a free Facebook group. Come on in, join us, and learn all about the launch details for December the 3rd for this huge book launch event. Now, Imani, my final question to you is,
Yes.
what excited you about this project, and why are you so thrilled to be a part of Hunger for the Hustle?
Wow. Well, the first thing that excited me about this project, or really just had me pumped up, was the fact that I was coming together to work with members of the Power Voice family. So,
Mm-hmm.
for those listeners who may not know, many of the authors who contributed to this new book, Hunger for the Hustle, we met in training with the world's greatest motivational speaker, Mr. Les Brown. And so, after going through that training and how life changing that was, being able to work with members of the Power Voice family on this project just really had me like, yes, let's keep
Mm-hmm.
going,
Yeah.
And then the fact that this is a charitable project, that this is actually giving to children, right? Giving to children who have had battle or are battling with cancer, correct?
Yep. Yep.
So this is powerful. One of the reasons it really touches my heart is because it gives us the opportunity to use our voices and our stories to touch people around the world, right? You never know how your experience may help unlock somebody else's stagnation or somebody else's prison of
Hmm.
whatever they're trying to get out of. So being able to use our voices in that way, but then also being able to use our voices in a way that touches the future generations, children who are healing and need champions, to help them in their healing process. Even if we never meet these kids face to face, them knowing that there are people out here using their voices in a way to help contribute to their healing process is really powerful. And, with me also having a background now as an energy healer,
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm using the moniker number one energy elevation coach now. um, it's very powerful because even if you never meet people, but you do something that is positive to contribute to their healing process, all that energy doesn't go to waste.
No.
Energy really reaches people's lives. So these are the things that excite me about this project.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. I love it. So once again, my friends, join us for the launch event, and you can find out all the details in the link below. So you can join the Facebook group down below and from the link, and you can find out all the details about our huge launch event on December the 3rd. It's going to be a ton of fun. We got some cool speakers. You get some amazing gifts. The virtual book, or the digital book, I should say, is at a crazy price point with all sorts of cool bonuses. So grab it on December the 3rd. Help us reach international bestseller status. Please, on December the 3rd. It's going to be fantastic. Imani, it has been such a treat to have you on the show. You're
Thank
such a wonderful
you.
person, a beautiful soul. So thank you so much for joining us. Once again, I have been Michael Bridgman. She has been Imani Capri. And you, my friends, have been awesome. So go out there, cast a spell, enchant your audience. You have been watching the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle, and we will see you on the next episode. Ciao for now.